Alright, so we were out driving and saw these two little Razor four-wheeler and a Razor dirt bike out for garbage. So we took them. I guess I'll start with the dirt bike. As you can see, it's pretty rough. It actually had the little engine covers on it, so I took it off, and it seems to be just bad batteries. I connected, it's 24 volts, so I had two good batteries, connected them up, and the motor does run. This little throttle thing is busted, but I can glue that back together. The motor does run. The chain's pretty rusty, so I'm gonna have to soak the chain. The rear tire is bald and it won't hold air. It's got a tube in it, so I'll probably pull it apart, see if I can patch the tube. If I can patch the tube, then I'll just get a tire for it. Well, back up. If I can patch the tube, I'll probably make sure everything works on it before I buy a tire. The throttle cable is, you can see where it's gotten pinched because it was laid over. Busted this little adjuster nut here. Busted off, so I'll have to replace that. I think I've got one here from the bike cable set and cable 2, and then I have to put some new batteries in it. So that's what's needed on that one. Now this little thing, that's the batteries out of it, and the only thing wrong with this one was it was missing one battery side cover. They had taken the cover off, and the power plug was melted on this one, like it had bad connection or something and got hot. So when I tested the batteries, I just bypassed that. Or when I tested the motor, I just cut off that terminal and put wire terminals on it and connected it up. So anyway, back to this one. So the only thing wrong with this one was that I did the same thing on it. I had two batteries. These both have 7 amp hour, 12 volt 7 amp hour batteries, and they're wired up so that they're 24 volts. The same on this one. What I did on it, my son's got a Power Wheels four-wheeler, and it's 12 volt, and I had two 10 amp batteries that we've got the original Power Wheels battery plus two 10 amp hour batteries that we connect up. If you look over here, I've rewired this battery, put this kind of end on it. That's for his Power Wheels. It's the original Power Wheels battery. You just pop the top off and rewire it. And the reason I rewired it, because I didn't want to hack the wiring on the Power Wheels. You can get those 10 amp hour batteries pretty cheap, about the same size as the Power Wheels battery. And then on the Power Wheels side, I took this connector out of the battery, out of the original battery. This is a circuit breaker, so that it is protected. If it shorts out or something, it'll pop this little circuit breaker. And then I've got this other end on it. So that allows me to put these kind of ends on the universal batteries and the 10 amp hour batteries and run those in here. So he had 3 batteries he could run. He could run all day on those 3 batteries. So we took 2 of those batteries and put in this little four-wheeler. But the 10 amp hour batteries are bigger than the 7 amp hour. So what I had to do was, and this one was missing. It was missing half of the battery. It's got a plastic cover that goes over the batteries, I guess just to kind of hide them, and mainly just to hide them. One little footrest, this black footrest piece was missing, and like I said, one of the battery side covers was missing. So the footrest I found online with shipping everything for the pair, came with 2 of them. They were sold in pairs. It was $12. So I've spent $12 on this thing because I already had the batteries. And what I did was I cut the original battery holder, stopped about right here. You can see. So I cut the lip off so that it was flat, and then it stopped right here. It was turned up right here, just like that end. And I bent that part down, and I made a new battery tray just out of some, I don't know what size, but steel. Cut it, and then, you know, notched the corners and bent the sides up. And so made a new tray, and then I just welded it on top of the old tray. So it replaced the original smaller battery tray with the larger battery tray, and it just fits between the footrest. And the reason I slid it back was because they stick out further. I needed to get it further away from the wheel, because it's kind of close, but it's no closer than the original would have been, because now the batteries are sitting further back. See? Plenty of room. And then it's wired back into the stock harness. This one was still good. I just put spade connectors, you can see, to connect into the battery, and just place a little tape over it just to kind of keep the top of the spade connectors, keep them protected from anything getting over there and possibly shorting across it. And then the batteries are just held in with tie wraps over each set, and then one going over all of it. So they just fit. So that'll give him, and then a little, this is like this absorbent matte stuff. The whole tray's lined with it, just to kind of pad the batteries, and then between the batteries, just so that they got some padding in between them. And so $12 invested in this thing. This little brake adjuster, it's a little, you can't really see it on here because it's, you can see it over here. There's one of these. This is a little nut, and this will thread out, and then you can tighten this up, you know, so that you've got adjustment in here. This thing was busted off on that four-wheeler. So what I did, I pulled one off of a bike. It wouldn't fit. I'm going to have to look through my stuff, try to find some more old bike parts. But what I did for now was I took this little nut off, which left, you know, about that much thread, enough to thread into the handlebar grip. And then I just kind of taped it just to make sure it didn't wiggle around and possibly pop out, but I don't think it will. And so there's no adjustment on this end on the brakes anymore. We've got to adjust them down here, but that works. You just adjust them here instead. You know, adjust the cable here, so that works. So they're adjusted good now, and so no problem there. It's a pretty good little four-wheeler now. So, good amount of torque on it, and it's faster than Power Wheels one. So, my son, he's 5 years old, he's thrilled with it. And then, my 8-year-old wants the dirt bike, so we'll have to get it going. Thanks for watching, and I'll post up whatever comes of this one. We'll see if we can get it going.